On December 14th, 2025, Hollywood was stunned. Rob Reiner, the legendary director, and his wife of more than 3 decades, Michelle Singer Reiner, were found dead in their Brentwood home. The couple's passing came under tragic circumstances, leaving fans and colleagues in disbelief. Both had been quietly enjoying their private lives, yet fate struck mercilessly. The news of their deaths quickly spread, creating a somber mood across the entertainment world. Rob Reiner's contributions to cinema, spanning decades and generations, made this loss especially poignant. Suddenly, laughter and warmth from his films were replaced by silence and sorrow. Discovery of the tragedy. The tragic events unfolded quietly on a Sunday afternoon. At approximately 3:30 p.m., the Los Angeles Fire Department responded to a call for medical assistance at the Reiners' Brentwood residence. When authorities arrived, both Rob and Michelle were found deceased. Family members discovered their bodies, a shocking scene that revealed the devastating reality. The home, usually a sanctuary, became a crime scene. The calm of the neighborhood and the usual peace of a quiet Sunday belied the horror that had taken place inside. Investigators were immediately faced with a case that demanded careful attention and discretion. Initial investigation. The Los Angeles Police Department soon joined the investigation, classifying the case as an apparent homicide. There were no signs of forced entry, no broken windows, and no evidence suggesting an outside intruder. Both Rob and Michelle had sustained stab wounds, directing investigators to focus on the family and those close to the couple. The case was transferred to the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division for further examination. Police offered minimal public information, emphasizing that the investigation was ongoing and no suspects had yet been identified. The lack of immediate answers heightened public unease and intensified the tragedy's impact on Hollywood and fans worldwide. The family's silence. Amid the investigation, the Reiner family requested privacy. Their brief statement, expressing profound sadness, highlighted their desire to grieve away from public scrutiny. Rob Reiner, a man who had spent decades in the public eye, rarely sought such anonymity, yet his family honored that need. Silence became a central element of this tragedy, contrasting sharply with the openness that characterized Reiner's professional and personal life. The family's choice underscored the private pain behind the headlines, leaving the public and media to process the loss through the lens of his celebrated work and the shocking circumstances surrounding his and his wife's deaths. Rob Reiner's cinematic legacy. Rob Reiner's career was marked by films that captured universal emotions and timeless stories. From Stand By Me to The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, and A Few Good Men, his work transcended awards and box office figures, connecting deeply with audiences. These films remain cultural touchstones, remembered not for spectacle but for the intimate human moments they portrayed. Reiner's skill lay in capturing authenticity and warmth, qualities that now cast a bittersweet light on his passing. Hollywood mourned not just a filmmaker, but a storyteller, whose creations reflected life's complexity, love, and imperfection. Personal struggles and family beyond the public eye. Rob Reiner endured personal challenges, particularly concerning his son's struggles with addiction. This private suffering, carried for years, shaped his later life. The very son who had been a source of concern is now reportedly under investigation in connection with the deaths, a detail that adds another layer of heartbreak to an already devastating narrative. These intertwined personal and professional experiences illustrate the complexity of Reiner's life. Celebrated for his achievements, yet quietly grappling with family challenges that few fully understood. His humanity was evident, both on screen and off. Hollywood reactions, tributes to Rob Reiner poured in across Hollywood and beyond. Political figures recognized his influence. Barack Obama described him as a storyteller who captured the American experience through deeply human narratives, while Nancy Pelosi highlighted his fusion of artistry and civic responsibility. Fellow filmmakers and actors shared intimate reflections. Billy Crystal recalled Reiner's ability to inspire without pressure, and Meg Ryan emphasized the safety and respect he fostered on set. These testimonials underscored a man deeply loved for his integrity, mentorship, and kindness, further cementing the loss as a profound cultural moment. Challenges of artistic recognition. Rob Reiner's journey was not without challenges. Early in his career, Hollywood often underestimated his abilities, viewing him as a sitcom actor rather than a future director of major cinematic works. Reiner's ambition to direct was initially met with disbelief. These experiences shaped him, teaching lessons about recognition, expectation, and the separation between popularity and artistic fulfillment. Throughout his life, he navigated the fragile boundary between public admiration and personal vulnerability, creating stories about imperfect families and human resilience, even as he balanced the pressures of fame and private sorrow. The loss of Carl Reiner. In 2020, Rob Reiner experienced another profound loss when his father, Carl Reiner, passed away at 98. This death profoundly affected him, leaving him without the guiding presence that had shaped both his career and his personal life. Carl Reiner had been a mentor, protector, and source of wisdom, roles that Rob now had to face alone. The void left by his father foreshadowed the loneliness that would mark the later years of his life. These cumulative experiences, personal, familial, and professional, highlight the resilience Reiner displayed even in the face of repeated loss. Themes in Reiner's work. Rob Reiner's films often explored themes of family, loyalty, and love amidst imperfection. He depicted relationships where people could care deeply, yet fail to save one another, reflecting real-life complexities he experienced personally. These narratives were not contrived, but rooted in a life spent observing, experiencing, and understanding human nature. The poignancy of these stories now resonates with even greater depth in light of his death. Audiences are reminded that Reiner's work was not merely entertainment, but an exploration of life's fragility, love's challenges, and the silent burdens that accompany family bonds. The final chapter. Rob Reiner's life closed in the shadow of tragedy, leaving unanswered questions and a profound sense of loss. His cinematic legacy remains, yet the man behind the camera is gone, leaving family and fans to mourn both the personal and cultural void. The Reiner's deaths highlight the unpredictable nature of life, a reminder that even those who bring joy and insight to millions are not immune to misfortune. The silence left behind mirrors the reflective quiet of his films, moments where viewers pause to consider life, loss, and the impermanence of even the brightest lives. Remembering Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner leaves behind a story of brilliance, humanity, and resilience. He demonstrated how art could capture emotion, inspire empathy, and reflect real human experiences. Beyond his films, he embodied mentorship, advocacy, and moral conviction, shaping the industry and those who worked with him. While his and Michelle's deaths were sudden and tragic, the impact of his work and character endures. Audiences will continue to celebrate his stories, remembering the warmth, humor, and insight he brought into the world. His legacy is not only cinematic, but profoundly human, a reminder of the power of storytelling in reflecting life itself. A life fully lived. Rob Reiner's journey demonstrates a life lived fully between light and shadow, accomplishment and adversity. His films, personal struggles, and unwavering dedication to family and values paint a portrait of a man who understood both joy and pain. Though the circumstances of his passing are heartbreaking, the legacy he leaves behind, through cinema, mentorship, and human connection, ensures that his story will continue to resonate. In remembering Rob Reiner, We honor not only his achievements, but also the depth of his humanity, the lessons he shared, and the lives he touched through art and example.